Upper body strength, dumbbell row. I would explain to the client that this is a good exercise for strengthening the muscles of their back, also known as postural muscles. And doing this as a unilateral exercise, meaning only one side, helps to keep symmetry in the body and doesn't allow one side to become stronger than the other. External cues I would use would be things like pull with your elbow to make sure that they are using the muscles in their back, as well as keep your elbow close to your body and to row the weight to your front pocket. A regression for the dumbbell row could be this bilateral banded row exercise. A progression to the dumbbell row is the staggered stance unilateral row. This now incorporates a balance component as well as an anti-trunk rotation component and anti-trunk flexion component. Plyo push-up explanation. A good exercise for upper body strength in general is the push-up. And now adding a plyometric component as to pushing off of the ground helps to teach how to produce force quickly as well as how to absorb the force. External cues I would use: lower yourself to the ground until your forehead comes in contact with the ground. Don't let your elbows flare out. Think of keeping your body in the shape of an arrow and to explode up as quickly as they could. The bodyweight squat is a very functional movement and is a great exercise for general strengthening of the muscles in the lower extremities. Some external cues I would use would be things like keep your back tight and your abs braced, push your knees out on the way down, screw your feet into the ground, and think about using the tripod of balance, meaning try to keep your body weight distributed evenly over your feet by keeping your big toe down, the outside of your foot down, and your heel down on the ground. A regression of the full depth bodyweight squat would be a partial depth squat to a chair as seen here. A progression of the simple bodyweight squat would be a dumbbell goblet squat. Now the weight in your hands is trying to pull you down, meaning you have to use a lot more engagement of your back and core muscles to keep your torso upright. In regards to a box jump, I would explain to a client that it is a useful tool to help show people and teach people how to not only produce force but absorb forces through their lower body. I would also explain to the client that a power exercise is very dependent on speed, so with all of these exercises, we want to emphasize doing them as quickly and explosively as we can. When teaching or coaching the box squat or any of the regression or progression seen here, I would use external cues like explode up, quick movements using the arms. You could talk about or use the external cue of imagine the floor is hot to help them explode up quickly. And also I want to emphasize a soft landing. I want them to absorb the impact by bending at the hips and the knees, which I do a poor job of here in these last few depth jumps.